How are you, Sandy?
I'm excited.
You'd like to make a special wish to... Would you like to say something to Sandy, a special message or anything?
I've already said it.
Okay. Unaccustomed as I am to speaking in public at this, I'd just like to point out to everybody that the sun's out. So I think everybody should very much run out to the balcony. How quick she is right outside. All right? That's all.
And the wind, and the wind. Okay.
Wait till her hair stops, eh?
Yeah. If it stops.
And you still recognise each other, so that means you haven't...
She hasn't changed. She hasn't changed at all. So this is Nick's side of the family.
Is my very, very dear friend Christopher. Christopher was a student of Rose, my father. How long ago? 1981. Christopher was a student of my father's, and they became very, 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 very close mates. And Chris was with me when my dad died, and he has this very special instrument that he's just bought. Thank you to my father. And he's going to play one of my favourites that my father used to play, and that was Strangers on the Shore. So please welcome Chris and enjoy a little bit on his, of course. If he makes a couple of mistakes, it's only because of nerves. But you're not making mistakes. I'm only on 15% commission. I think music will make or break an event, and I've asked these guys to do a special number, and I'd just like you to sort of focus on them for a little while, if you would, before they take their next break, because this is something special. And I'd just like to reflect on the fact that there's some very, very special friends in this room this evening. Some of us go back a very, very long way. The music that's been selected is reminiscent of many of you in the room, even although you might not recognise it, you might not hear it. But if you hear something that is familiar in the relationship that we've had in the past, then it's meant for you. So, John, Sharon, we've got bread. And I don't mean the one that you eat. We have the clarinet specifically to reflect my father. Thank you, Ashley. We have other songs that go back into my childhood, Que Sera Sera, which we just heard. And this one is very special to me as well. It leans towards the operatic. And our beautiful group, I think they're a bit nervous actually. It's cool, you'll be fine. Okay. To highlight and bring family memories into play. And as I said before, there's a lot of you in the room that go back many, many years, and there's all sorts of tributes that are actually in there, whether you recognise them or not. And kids, Millie, Santina, after this we go to dancing. So I hope everybody's got their dancing shoes on, and if you don't, just kick off the ones you've got and get up there. Gary is again a long-term friend of my father and the band members that are sitting over there. We had a little mistake on Facebook, and some of you actually responded to it, and everybody thought it was my birthday on the 1st of January, and I started getting all of these birthday wishes at the beginning of the year. And Gary played happy birthday to me, and I wrote back to him and said, "That's the best happy birthday I've ever had." And in all my 68 years old, when my dad was alive, he never, ever played happy birthday for me. And Gary did. And so I asked Gary if he would play it tonight. But you know what? At the end of the day, we're all friends, and I've got some beautiful friends, wonderful memories, and I thank you all very much for coming this evening. And for those who didn't make it, Ant has been busy running around taking photographs and videos, and he's going to put together a little something. There it is, under there. And before I cut the cake, I'd like to thank David and Melissa, my friends of what we figure out 38 years, who gifted me this beautiful cake, and it is gluten-free. So that means and just an extra level of special consideration that friends have made towards me this evening. And I think it's just sensational. I thank you both from the bottom of my heart. And so you don't have to hear from me again, I'd just like to thank Chris and Caroline for coming from New Zealand. Cousin Sue coming up from Melbourne within all the flight pandemonium that's going on around the place. And for everybody else who was standings, for the 28 people who couldn't come tonight, I hope you're having a wonderful evening. I sure am, and I thank you for the bottom of my heart. Over to you.